Hello guys and gals, Rolando at RC Tech Pro Flying. We're going to do another test with the Speedybee 25 2.5 inch cine whip, and it's not just a normal test, but this usually runs off a 4S battery, but we're going to do a test with a 3S battery. I wonder how it flies with this. Look at the age, look how old this battery is. 2020, 5 years old. This is 3S at 1500 milliamp. I did test it. Internal resistance is 23 ohms and the weight is 145 grams. I consider this a decent battery. My friend must have really kept a good storage on this, but the outside shell must have came off. Maybe he had a crash on it, who knows. But I decided I want to go and give it a shot and see if the 3S battery can work with the cine whip with these really torquey, nice, powerful motors. This is usually designed for 4S. What about 3S? Let's give it a shot. Let's go to the video. Talk to you later.
Okay guys, I'm going to take the ride with you guys, and we're going to go see how this thing flies. As we start taking off, no struggle, I just kind of eased up on the throttle as I lifted it up to lift off. And I just tried to control it so I can get a closer to the ground flight, and going through this little overhang here. And at this point here, I'm going to see if I can go through a couple of trees at kind of a lower throttle and see how it handles. And right here, it doesn't show that we got too much struggle. I noticed that when I'm using the throttle, less than 40% of the throttle, and it seems like I'm operating the drone at a 4S power. I haven't taken it to a real punch yet. I'm kind of taking it easy right now because it's only a 3S, but I'm still kind of pleased with it. This time I start kind of riding it across here, getting my low flight, trying to get close to the ground really slow, and making a couple little sharp turns, coming back up really slow close to the ground between the trees, and we take it up a little bit more. I was going to raise it up a little higher in altitude, but I kind of didn't know how the battery was going to react, being that it's going to be 5 years old, and the battery, very well pleased with the performance of it on the Speedybee 25. Looks like it was handling pretty well. And go back through this underpass here. Guess there's a name for that. And go back under. I'm going to do a little bit of under the tree flying just to here. And come back around, a little bit of low flying. I slow it down. I try to keep the throttle really low and see how it reacts on a low throttle. And it seems like it's doing pretty good. Here we're going through a couple of trees and kind of back and forth here. It's handling pretty well. The Speedybee 25 does pretty well when it handles curves. I probably can adjust some of the curves if I want it really sharpy, but my intention for this drone is basically for cinematic flying. And I'm very well pleased that the 3S battery can fly at very slow speeds. As you notice here, I'm slowing it down, and this is where I bring the throttle down just a little bit more. Down here, go speed up just a tad, following the sidewalk as though someone's walking on it. I was trying to slow it down just a little bit more, and kind of taking it nice and easy here. And here it starts going to go back under the trees, I think. Yeah, we're going to take a little flight underneath the trees just a tad here. Come back and I start slowing down. My idea is just to slow it down. Here is where I start noticing the wind start picking up, and you're going to notice in the background, you're going to notice some of the trees kind of breezy a little bit. Here was having a hard time controlling it because if you look in the back, you see the leaves on the branches kind of move. It was kind of throwing it around just a tad. After I pulled away from there, I was okay. And we start going to here. We're going to go down for the stretch, flying it. And I'm trying to maintain it at low altitude to see how well it handles with a low throttle without having to hit the ground. And here we're coming in for the stretch. Little turn there, almost hit that tree. Coming in really slow and down. And here's where I kind of slow it down just a tad. And I'm coming in real slow for the landing. And coming in really slow and slowing it down. And it looks like it's doing really well. So, and come in to land. And that's my flight. So, I think the battery did very well, and I'm very pleased with the performance of it. I gotta say, you could use a 3S battery. The 3S battery, as you can use, think about it, it's 1500 milliamps, and I don't know what the C rating was on that battery, but that battery is perfect at the 127 gram weight. It flew very well without a struggle. Anyways, that's it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed our video. Subscribe, like. Remember, God loves you. Take care.